Hi everyone, you're watching Good for the Game TV. It's GG Gaming Gone Mad. We're into the 16th episode, can you believe it? And yeah, big weekend of sport to look forward to. There's no international rugby anymore unless you count the Argentina versus Barbarians game, but there is plenty of action. We've got the Dubai Sevens and then a couple of really big English Premier League fixtures. Arsenal against Spurs and Liverpool against Everton, and that's where the focus of our show is going to be tonight. But first, let me introduce Gary. Good to see you. I sent him the correct link this time. He's come in on time. How are you, Gary Lenton?
Yeah, all good. How you doing, Brent?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, man. Gary, just to get some formalities out the way of last week, first of all, congrats to you. Your horse ran third, eh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think he was beaten by two horses that are probably better than him, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was the best we could hope for. It was a big paycheck. I mean, the truth is it was in a limited field and he collected 275K, where the winner of the Group 2 on either side of that race only got 250. So it was good value. And, you know, some of these sales where they have limited fields races with guaranteed prize pool, there are value there. People are looking to buy horses for the first time, or even if they're seasoned campaigners, you know. Look at what our specials are on offer, you know.
Well, I think it might be a good idea for a show at some stage, actually, to have a bit of a show about guys, how they can get involved in racing, because obviously the way to do it is through a syndicate.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I would be happy to do that, you know what I'm saying? I've actually got a horse that might be perfect for a syndicate. I'm not joking, Brent. A horse that I bred, a lovely, what a winter colt, you know. We'll offer 250,000 Rand for him at National One, and we turned it down. Yeah, let's think about that. Maybe we can, you know, give guys prizes and get them involved that way. You know, if there are guys that are interested in doing something, let them let you know. And, you know, maybe we can have 10 guys are good for the game syndicate and see what happens, you know. Might be a bit of fun.
Certainly would be good fun, and I'm sure the guys in the comment section will let us know if they'd be keen on that. And just to wrap up the formalities then from last week, you did say if your horse ran in the top 3, we'd give away a 5,000 Rand voucher. So to the guys who answered correctly that you were the best looking on the show, or certainly it was the correct answer, whether it was actually the correct answer or not, I'm not sure. Yeah. Quite a few guys actually went for your dog, the Yorkie, on the show. But it's Mr. Meekseeks, if I got his name correctly on Twitter. Not sure if he's watching, but I'm sure if he isn't watching live, he'll watch the recording. So well done to you, sir. You won a 5,000 Rand betting voucher. You can drop me an email, Brent at Good for the Game, and I'll put you in touch with GGGaminggonemad.
Well done, mate. Very well done. And it's nice to see that there are guys out there that, you know, still admire good, you know what I mean, solid masculine looks. You know what I'm saying, Brent? So, yeah, excellent stuff, you know.
Yeah, no, brilliant taste. But Gary, we were just saying, obviously no international rugby other than the Dubai Sevens this weekend, but some quality English Premier League football. Have you had a good look at the card?
I have. Brent, can I just jump in for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
The servers of GG Gaming, where we host them, went down in Midrand. And they came back up and they were doing some testing. I've just got a message now that says that they're down again. So, you know, I apologize for any inconvenience, but they are busy doing it and trying to resolve it. It's out of our hands. But I'd like to say that, you know, with pure confidence that it will be up sometime today. We've got whoever possibly could work on it is working on it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, Gary. I mean, we run the website Good for the Game as well. Sometimes these things happen, and there's just absolutely nothing. You're powerless. You're in the hands of other people, and sometimes even the people you're in the hands of are powerless. You know, so it's just one of those things. But it sounds promising from the messages you're putting out there.
We will get it up. I promise you for sure.
Excellent. And having a look at the English Premier League, I see I was scanning through your site. I did see you were quite a big price, Manchester United at home to Southampton. I think the odds on across the board, and you were 11 to 10.
Yeah, that is our price boost for the week. We've taken them from 7 to 10 to 11 to 10. You know, I'm not sure that they can score goals, you know. So, and Man United aren't at home, just for the record, Brent.
Yes. Oh, they're not. Oh, they're away. Sorry, I was.
If you pitch up at you know what I mean, Old Trafford, you'll be the only guy there, you know. But yeah, so they were 8 to 10. We've got them 11 to 10, which I believe is the best price in the world. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to tempt the guys to come and get involved in that game. I think 11 to 10 is a fair price. I don't think United should be odds on to anybody in the Premier League away from home. That's the truth, you know. So yeah, we're happy to lay it, and you know what I mean. At least the guys know they're getting good value, win, lose or draw.
Yeah, well, I couldn't believe the Mourinho celebration after that young victory over Young Boys. I mean, they beat Young Boys 3-0 on the road. I mean, goodness sake, you should be winning easily against a team like that.
Unbelievable. I thought his behavior was just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? If I go now, I keep looking at that goal, and I don't know why more hasn't been made of the handball. I mean, you know, if Fellaini's tall enough and he's got good enough hand skills to go take up a career in basketball, rather. In my opinion, he hit the ball with his hand. You know, you see all these dubious sort of penalties and free kicks given for handballs when it hits the guys high up on their arm and everything, you know. That he did it on his hand, whether it was intentional or not. And in his interview, he said he's not sure if it hit him on the hand, but if he did, if it did, he's not sure about it. But, you know, if you touch your hand, you know you've touched it, Brent. But, you know, you can't expect the guy to go on TV and tell the truth like in that situation. But, you know, they were really, really lucky. They created a few chances. I thought they were ordinary. They got a few guys there that disappoint me, you know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Rashford for argument's sake, you know, but I'm not sure that he's in the right team anymore. You know, I think that, you know, I just think that he's lost his confidence for some reason under Mourinho and he needs to move on, you know. I think they're a bit lost.
Yeah, certainly. I think you're taking the right view as a bookmaker, taking on Manchester United. Just the way you took on Tiger Woods last week, Gary. You were offering the 11-20, and we did say that we thought it would be a close game, and that's exactly what happened. I think it went to something like the 5th extra hole.
Yeah,
and Mickelson came home for you.
No, he did. I mean, you know, what amazed me is that he managed to walk all 22 holes. The way he was breathing the first hole, he sounded like a pedophile on a school bus, right? I mean, I don't breathe like that after 15 holes. I mean, what does he do? You know? I mean, a man walks every day of his life, huge distances at the first hole. You know what I mean? I thought that, you know what I mean, that they should have played, you know, putt. But I thought, and this again is just my opinion, I thought the whole thing was a complete stuff up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they set the course up. You know what I mean? You give me your opinion. Tell me if you think I'm right or wrong. They set the course. They let them play off the club markers, Brent, thinking that would create birdies. But it didn't. All it did was made them hit 2 and 3 iron off the tee instead of their drivers, right? I think people like to see drivers. That's what creates excitement in golf, you know? So there they were hitting 3 irons, which they can do all day, you know what I'm saying? Down the fairway, 220 yards, leaving themselves 8 and 9 irons in. And I thought their iron play and their approaches were really, really poor. I thought the whole thing, plus I'd like to have Woods and Mickelson punt with me. They can't even have a bet between the two of them. I'll bet you we both make an eagle. I mean, those two guys get dropped on their heads as babies, you know what I'm saying? But I thought that the whole thing was I just thought it could have been such a spectacle. I was so disappointed, you know?
Yeah, I must say, I went to bed pretty early. I didn't sit up and watch it, but I was also a little bit disappointed. Just while the show's still in the early stages, guys, just to mention the 500 Rand free bet for the live viewers. Guys, what I want to know from you this week, the closest we'll get the 500 Rand free bet is the total goal minutes in the Arsenal v Spurs match. That's total goal minutes. So 0 is an answer there as well. And the person who gets the closest will win the 500 voucher. You must be within 50 minutes of the total goal minutes. So you can think about that during the course of the show. Put your answer in the live comments. Someone who comments in the live comments will be the winner on that one. And that takes us into the big game, Arsenal against Spurs. Gary, have you had a lot of money on this one yet?
No, we haven't yet. You know what I mean? It comes down to I've been an Arsenal supporter. You know what I mean? Not that huge. You know what I mean? I don't live and die by them. You know what I mean? And my partner's a massive Spurs supporter. I mean, he couldn't resist. He went to watch the game on Saturday against Chelsea or Sunday, whenever it was. Then he watched the Inter game last night. And then he's going to go watch him at Arsenal again on whenever it's Sunday. And then he comes home straight after that, you know. It is the biggest sort of London rivalry there is. I mean, Spurs and West Ham also aren't great friends. But Spurs and Arsenal is a big game. That's the big derby, London derby. There hasn't been a fortune of money yet. It just doesn't happen. Like I said to you before, Brent, there's never a rush of money for English Premier League. You know what I'm saying? You get on Monday is pretty much what you're going to get at kickoff time. You know what I'm saying? So people wait and they take a few doubles. That's where the money comes. I'm not sure where the money is going to come. I think that they fairly, I don't know, there's not too much to choose between the two of them, in my opinion, you know? Have you got any fancies there?
No, I also don't really. If anything, I don't actually fancy Spurs perhaps for a bit of a result, but I think that the draw is going to be a big runner. And I do think we'll get goals. And Gary, I just want to explain to the guys how total goal minutes works. I see some of the guys are onto it, but a few guys on the live chat just asking. So essentially, guys, if there's a goal in the 10th minute and the 30th minute, that means total goal minutes will be 40. So what we want to know is what the total minutes will be. And I see Sean Nicholas 247, Edward Schlechter 133. So quite a variation there. So just a bit of a different one for us. We haven't structured one like that before. Make the guys think a little bit. But Gary, for me, I think they're going to be goals in this game. I imagine over 2.5 is probably going to be trading around the 5 to 10 mark there.
They're definitely going to be goals. Arsenal, just impossible for Arsenal to keep people out, keep teams out. And you know what I mean? They score goals as well, Arsenal. They're definitely going to be both teams to score over 2.5 goals. That's where I think you should be looking at, Brent. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I think you'll get both of those right. Yeah, that's definitely where I would look. I think you hit the nail on the head there.
And then the other big derby game, Gary, is Liverpool-Everton playing as well. I mean, so we've got the London derby, we've got the Merseyside derby, one after another on Sunday night. I mean, that's going to be, first of all, a time to be on the couch watching the rugby or in the pub, the soccer or in the pub. And for you guys, you're going to have all hands on deck because I'm sure you're going to get lots of bets online, but also phoned in.
Yeah, for sure. And all hands on deck. Just so you know, Ahmed has gone to Namibia to play in a poker tournament. Dave's moving house. I don't know what the rest of the stories are. I've got double tomorrow because there's racing in PE and Durban. I got double on Saturday. Plus, it's the Summer Cup. You know what I'm saying? And it's a double. And I got a double shift on Sunday as well. You know, so. But I mean, having said that, I suppose I didn't go to the office yesterday and today, so that's all good, you know. But yeah, it is going to be busy. There's no doubt about it. It's a busy weekend, you know what I mean? I often find that when there's a big horse race, Brent, it just creates sort of more punting interest all around for some reason. I don't know what it is. And it's, you know what I mean? It's the sort of first Saturday of the month. Everybody's been paid by then, you know what I'm saying? Except for if you work for a company that's insolvent. But everybody should have been paid by Saturday, you know. So, yeah, we're expecting big turnovers and a lot of fun this weekend. You know, obviously it's disappointing that there's no rugby, especially for your guys. But, yeah, like to say, big English football league. I mean, English premierships, whole schedule for the guys. There's a little bit of cricket that pops in and out. There's some good cricket next week. I think Australia and India get their little tour off to us on the 5th or the 6th. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much to bet on, Brent. There really is, you know. And like you say, there's the sevens as well.
Yeah, there is. We'll talk about the sevens just at the end of the show. I want to touch on that because we're going to speak about it in our handicap show a little bit later. But Gary, we're going to put a bit of a promo together for guys here, and I haven't had the time to put the slides together. I did actually a Summer Cup preview just before that, which didn't go out live, but it overran a little bit there. But what are you thinking in terms of the two big derbies? Get the guys to predict what the first goal scorers?
Yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're going to be goals in both games, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, Liverpool definitely score goals as well. You know what I'm saying? They're letting goals as well. We saw that last night against PSG. You know what I'm saying? I think Liverpool will be too strong. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is that they did travel to, I mean, it's not that far, but I mean, it is still traveling and it is still a night at least away from home. You know what I'm saying, Brent? And they did travel last night and it was a tough game for them in Paris. But having said that, I think Liverpool are a really class football side. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they'll win. So my story is, if I had to have a guess, I'm going to go for 3-1 Liverpool, 2-2 Arsenal and Spurs.
Right. And what are we asking for the guys for the promo for the first goal?
It's something nice and big again, 25,000 Rand voucher. Let's go for first goal scorer in all of the games. No goals obviously counts as well, Brent?
Right.
You know, I know it's tough, but it's a little bit easier than rugby in that you've got 11 guards instead of 15, and it's highly unlikely that the goalkeeper is going to score, so it's down to 10. And there are a few guys at the back that, you know what I mean, the only time they cross the halfway line is at half time. So at the end of the day, you're really looking, you know what I mean, at 5 or 6 realistic blokes in each side. You know what I'm saying? One entry per person, and have a go. It costs you nothing really. So let's make it that they have to put 100 Rand on the game, Brent, to enter.
Yes. Okay. So they must have 100 Rand bet on, say, Arsenal against Spurs to enter, because we'll close the competition when Arsenal v Spurs kicks off. Okay. I will put this information up on Good for the Game, but just to tell the guys how they can enter, we'll do it very much the same way we did the rugby. You can tweet me at Brent Graham, hashtag GGGaminggonemad. And what we want is the first goal scorer for Arsenal, the first goal scorer for Spurs, and likewise for Liverpool and Everton. If you can hit all four, then you can get 25,000 Rands in vouchers. Our usual T's and C's will apply, and obviously if there's more than one winner, we'll split it. And it does sound tough at first glance, but Gary, you're quite right. You know, I would actually argue that soccer's quite a bit easier than rugby, because, you know, in rugby you've got your hooker who goes over, you've got all sorts. Here, obviously a defender can score, but realistically in each team you've probably got 3 or 4 likely first goal scorers.
No, exactly. I mean, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, that's about it. Arsenal probably got 4 guys that can score. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Spurs, I'm sure a lot of people will have Harry Kane there. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool got 3 or 4 realistic guys. And I don't know who the hell plays for Everton, but you know what I mean? You'll find, yeah, I think, like I said, it costs nothing, Brent. People are going to have a bet on the soccer anyway, right? So put 100 Rand or more on either the Arsenal game or the Liverpool game, but it has to be before Arsenal kick off, right? And then you're in, you know what I'm saying? You've got your ticket, 25K to nothing. Have a dip, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even the dog next door to me thinks it's a good idea. He hasn't stopped barking since I come on the show, you know?
I could hear was it not your Yorkie in the background barking back at him?
Starting to warm up. Yeah, there he goes. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to get into this fight. You know what I mean? And look, talking about fights, Brent, I mean, it's not something that we spoke about earlier, but there's a great heavyweight fight early Sunday morning. Huh?
Yes.
The guy Wild, an American guy, fighting Tyson Fury. 2 really big heavyweights. You know what I mean? Probably the 2nd and 3rd best heavyweights arguably in the world right now. You would think that the winner of this is going to get a crack, if they want it, at Anthony Joshua. it is for a WBC crown. So it's the only belt that he doesn't have, Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? So he's keen to really fight the winner of this. They're getting into each other's, I wouldn't say hair because Tyson Fury's as bald as anybody, but they're getting into each other's face today. They go over at 4 o'clock on Sunday morning. So I would imagine the main fight's at 6 o'clock. 7 to 10 Wilder, 11 to 10 Fury, 12 to 10 Fury. I thought Wilder was the biggest certainty ever. But my mate Bob Urim, who knows a hell of a lot about boxing, he reckons that Tyson Fury is just too big for him and he'll win it. You know what I'm saying? Bob and I have got a dinner on it. I'm still going to stick to my guns and say 7 to 10 Wilder's good value. You know what I mean?
That's good. Yeah.
Heavyweight champions of the world that have been cocaine addicts. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I would assume that there's no chance that this video can ever get to Tyson Fury. And if it does, you know what I mean? He knows that I live in Pofadder and it's easy to find me on the main road there. But the fact of the matter is, you know, he's come back and he's fought nobody in his comeback. You know what I'm saying, Brent? And I just think that he'll get a harding. Now my other dog now turning into an orchestra. You know what I'm saying? No, next week they're going out. They're going to rock a mamas for dinner while we do the show. I promise you.
That's a bit. If Tyson wants to fight you, I mean, he's going to have to drop a couple of weight divisions. I mean, you're surely not a heavyweight.
Mind you, you know what I mean? Me and Butterbean. You know, that Tyson Fury, before he started training again, came in at, I don't want to lie to you, I think he weighed 29 stone. Right?
Wow.
So that's 406 pounds, you know what I mean? So he's a big boy. Obviously, he shed a few since then, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? He's obviously a big frame guy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? No, I think the 7 to 10 Wilder, you won't be upset if you have a bet on that.
Okay, well, just want to touch on, before we just quickly talk Dubai Sevens, one soccer preview or promo we also touched on. You said if the guys have a bet, I think in the Arsenal-Liverpool game, an outright bet, and it finishes 0-0, they can get their stake refunded as a free bet.
We'll give them back their stake, Brent.
Excellent. So I have those T's and C's up on Good for the Game. What you'll have to do is email one of the GG Gaming people. I'll have everything up by tomorrow morning. So if you are watching this video, whether live or recorded, and we've spoken a bit quickly for you on some of these promos, you can get the information then. And let's wrap up, Gary, by talking a little bit of Dubai Sevens. I know there's quite a tough tournament for the bookmakers because the matches come thick and fast, and the gap between rounds 1 and 2 is so small. But I'm sure you've noticed that this is growing very quickly amongst punters.
No, it is, Brent, and it's going to soon come to a time where we're going to have to make changes that work for the punters and the bookmakers, right? Because the punters love it. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? They really do. You know, maybe we need to start pricing up 2 or 3 games in advance. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying, Brent? It's very difficult. I think the one thing we have to do, and I don't like turning away any bets, right? But I think realistically, there shouldn't be any in play. Because, you know, you're waiting for a break in play, but there never really is a break in play until half time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that at the end of the day, we have to just price up anti-post. We're going to try and make a big deal of it this time again. You know what I mean? We're there on the phones, plus we're going to be live in play online. And, you know, people must come through and have a bet. It's a great thing to bet on, you know?
Yeah, it certainly will be. And, yeah, I'm going to have Sean Nicholas with me, as you know, on my handicap show. Him and Oracle will be talking about the Sevens rugby. That's at 9 o'clock. And I don't know what Sean fancies yet, Gary, but as far as the outright betting goes, you're willing to offer a little bit of a promo on whatever Sean's fancy is. If people back it and it wins, you'll put 10% on. Yeah, and if it loses, you'll give them 10% back, will you?
A free bet, Brent, and if it loses, we'll give them back 10% in a free bet for the following week, because it may only be settled at the end of the tournament, right? I mean, if it wins, it's definitely only going to be settled at the end of the tournament. So, yeah, we'll do that for the guys, and I think let's limit that to 1,000 Rand a person. What do you think?
Yeah, 1,000 Rand a person sounds fair enough. And perhaps say, I know the games get going early tomorrow morning at about 7 o'clock. Perhaps say they've got to place the bets before the start of the second round of matches?
Before the second round, exactly.
Yes.
But you pretty much know before the tournament who's going through anyway. You know what I mean? It's all, there are occasionally upsets in the round robin, but it really comes down to what happens in the knockout stages, doesn't it?
That's it, yeah. You've got probably 4 or 5 teams that can win at the Blitzbock. I can tell you do have a very good record in Dubai. And Gary, just in closing then, Black Friday, how was that for you? Because I deposited my 11 grand and I lost my 11 grand free bet. How many punters lost and how many won, I wonder?
No, it was incredible, Brent. It was probably the most successful promotion that we've had. We've got another one coming up for between Christmas and New Year, similar to that. Not on quite the same scale, but it was exceptionally popular and successful. And I thank the guys for getting involved. Funny enough, and I mean, I don't want to really get too involved in our business, but the punters with their free bets weren't that successful, Brent? And it's not something that we're bragging about. You know that's not what we do. But you asked the question, far more, you would expect that half the people would get it right and half the people.
Yes, correct.
I'd say about 75% got it wrong, you know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of people there's quite a few 100,000 rand that we've given out now that guys are turning over. And and like I said, one thing, I don't want to really turn it into an advertising show, but you know as well as anybody that we only got a 2 times turnover clause, you know what I'm saying, which is, I would think, the most generous in the country, you know. So, I'm sure, I'm not sure. I know one of the guys took out 45,000 rand today. Good luck to him. So, all good, Brent. It's going really nicely leading into the festive season. And, we'll continue, you and I, until you go away. And I'm sure there's going to be a whole big bag of tricks next week and free giveaways.
Excellent. Gary, thanks very much for joining me on the show. Thanks to those guys on the live chat. Last chance to get your total minutes in if you want to get involved in that one. You watch the handicap show. We'll have more details of Gary's promo there, and we'll see what Sean is picking in the outright markets. And finally, as far as the promotions go, we've got a GG Gaming page on the Good for the Game website. We'll make sure we've got details of all of these promotions by, say, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning latest. So you can go and have a good read if you haven't been able to catch them on the show. Gary, have a good one, and look forward to chatting to you next week.
I can't wait, Brent, and cheers to all the guys out there. Have a very successful punting weekend. Enjoy the rugby sevens.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone. Remember, you can subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos. And, we look forward to seeing you in about 8 minutes now for the handicap. That's live, and we're going to be talking Dubai Sevens with Sean Nicholas and Oracle Rugby.